Alright guys, strap in for this one, but the Lakers have made another trade. Yes, they made another trade even after trading for Luka Doncic, trading away Anthony Davis and Max Christie while doing it. They went out and made another trade. And well, your prayers have been answered for some people. They have traded for a center, adding Mark Williams to the Charlotte Hornets, a young center, a center for their future, and a guy that could really help them right now too. But the package they gave up for him might irritate some fans and definitely will rub some feathers too. According to Shams Charania, the Lakers are trading Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, a 2031 unprotected first-round draft pick, aka their last tradable first-round draft pick, and a 2030 pick swap to the Charlotte Hornets for center Mark Williams. And well, that's quite the trade package breakdown, a lot going in, a lot going out, and we'll talk about everything and break it all down here. And well, to begin, gotta talk about Dalton Knecht and what they traded away here. They just drafted Dalton Knecht and the guy's shown a lot of potential. Yes, he is a 23-year-old rookie and the ceiling does tend to be limited with an older rookie, but up until this point, he has shown to have great potential, great three-point shooting potential, offensive potential in general, has been improving on defense throughout the season, and many fans wanted him to stay around long-term, thought he'd be a great fit for JJ Redick, already appeared to be, and could really grow with their team over time. And yet, they have decided to move on from him and pursue the last missing piece in their team according to many fans, and according to myself too. I mean, if you take a look at their roster, the only thing they really were missing did happen to be a center. Even with Jackson Hayes playing better lately, they definitely had a need for a center. Christian Wood's currently hurt, and behind him and Hayes, all they have are two-way contract big men after trading away Anthony Davis. I mean, even prior to trading away Anthony Davis, their center position was a little bit weak, not really having a ton of reliability, not really having a true big man according to some fans, but now they definitely do with Mark Williams. Like I mentioned before, is a 7-foot plus big. Shams even quoted him being listed as 7'2", even though I think that might be a bit off here. Is listed as 7 foot per Basketball Reference and on NBA.com if I remember correctly. But regardless of how tall he truly is, the guy has some incredibly long arms and incredibly long standing reach too. I mean, we're talking about the longest standing reach in the entire NBA here. Yes, even longer than guys like Kristaps Porzingis and even the alien himself, Victor Wembanyama. He's got a longer standing reach than both of them. Pretty much touching the rim without jumping, even without going on his tiptoes, the guy can pretty much touch the rim. And that's pretty incredible for a guy between 7 foot and 7'2", has some crazy long arms and an incredibly tall standing reach. I mean, if we're talking about lob threat, which we have talked about a lot lately, Rob Pelinka himself mentioned it during Luka's introduction, saying they want a lob threat for him. Luka likes playing with a lob threat. Coming from Dallas, playing with Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, both of which are incredibly athletic big men, two great lob threats, two great rim protectors. That was something that was really lacking with their team. Again, they do have Jackson Hayes, and that's a really good lob threat, but in regard to a starting level big that could be a lob threat for their team, they didn't have that after trading away Anthony Davis. And well, now they definitely do again with Mark Williams. The guy's really been breaking out, and I'm genuinely shocked the Charlotte Hornets would trade him. Yes, he does have some minor injury history, both in the NBA and during college a little bit, but this season has really been coming along, averaging about 16 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 1.2 blocks per game, in only about 25 minutes per game, shooting about 60% from the field. Not a three-point shooter, maybe that'll come with time, but even without it, is incredibly versatile and incredibly talented on the court. An overall great defender, has even more untapped potential, a lot more untapped potential at that, not only on defense but offense too. At the moment though, definitely is more impactful off the ball rather than on the ball, whether you're talking about offense or defense. Defensively, basically being that last line of defense for your team, can switch a little bit, but not a guy that can defend the perimeter or really switch a lot out there. Primarily more as that last line of defense, and that's where you do want him on the court. Then offensively, again, not a three-point shooter, has yet to really attempt a three-point shot, hasn't made a three-point shot. You know, maybe that'll come with time, but he doesn't need it right now. Again, the guy's putting up 16 points per game without a three-point shot, or playing much of any on the ball as well. He might get the occasional dump off in the post when he's got a mismatch, but not a guy that'll really take you in the post and give you a bunch of post moves. More so grabbing offensive rebounds. Of the 10 rebounds per game that I mentioned, 3.5 of them are offensive rebounds per game, and in only 25 minutes per game, that's very impressive. Per 36-minute average, the guy's grabbing about 5 offensive rebounds per game, or 14.1 rebounds per 36 minutes. I mean, we've talked about a guy like Day'Ron Sharpe, for example, a very good rebounder and potentially a lower cost trade target for their team. But now with Mark Williams, they've gotten that and more from him. He can replicate that rebounding, very comparable to Day'Ron Sharpe, both averaging about 14.5 rebounds per 36 minutes, both about 4 to 5 offensive rebounds per 36 minutes, and now they have that, plus a much better rim protector, a much more switchable defender in general, a guy around the similar age, they're both being 23 actually, and with a sky-high ceiling offensively. Again, 16 points per game while primarily playing off the ball and without a three-point shot. That's incredibly impressive, primarily from hustle play and simply athletic ability, from lob threats and dump-offs around the rim, finishing around the rim. The sky's really the limit for him here, and especially with playing with a guy like Luka Doncic and LeBron James in the court too. I mean, that's going to be incredibly fun to watch. The amount of lobs the guy's going to get thrown, I mean the amount of dump-offs around the rim, the pick and roll between them, it's going to be a whole lot of fun to watch. If he can simply stay healthy, he's going to get absolutely fed at the rim. The easiest points that you probably will ever have in his life, and he'll probably never want to play with anyone else again. And like I said, Rob Pelinka talked about it, and now he's gotten it done. The exact big man that he was referring to, that lob threat, athletic big man, and a young player to be with their future, he's actually gotten that kind of player for their team. Mark Williams perfectly fits that description, is the athletic lob threat, only 23 years old, is a good rim protector with much more room to grow on both defense and offense. That's exactly what Rob Pelinka was talking about. So give a ton of credit for him, not only for the Luka Doncic trade, but the Dorian Finney-Smith trade, and now this trade. All three great fits to their team, and guys that could really help their team this season and going forward as well. Obviously for Luka Doncic and Mark Williams the most, but a glue guy like Dorian Finney-Smith, you can't overlook that. And what Rob Pelinka has been able to do here, really lurking in the shadows, nobody really heard about or saw these trades coming until they actually happened. And in the year 2025 and the social media era of the NBA, that's incredibly rare. Usually we hear a trade or get a hint of something coming, whether it's a rumor or being linked to their team, whatever it might be, we usually hear about something. And yet, Rob Pelinka went 3 for 3 here, not only in regard to good fits and good trades in my opinion, but simply about no one hearing about the trade and no one seeing it coming. With that being said though, I do like the trade for them. They did give up quite a bit for him, but if you're talking about a 23-year-old like Mark Williams that has plenty of room to grow, then I think it is worth it. It's going to be hard to trade away Dalton, Knecht and move on from him. The guy showed plenty of potential again, was looking to be a good piece to their team in the future, and a good fit for JJ Redick, who had been very complimentary of him and kind of taken him under his wing. That'll be hard to let go of. And not to mention that 2031 unprotected first-round draft pick. You know, we're talking about 6 years in the future here, but in regard to a trade asset, they're kind of barren now. Up until next season, they won't have a tradable first-round draft pick, so this is the team they're going to be rolling with for quite some time. And yes, I think we can officially say that they're done making trades this season, or at least any kind of big trades. Maybe some kind of minor trade they might make yet, but they really don't need anything else in my opinion. Maybe one more 3-and-D wing for a luxury, maybe something around the margin for a luxury, but they have pretty much addressed every need on their team at this point. I will say again that while I do like the trade, there is some risk here as well. Not only them trading Dalton, Knecht and the unprotected first-round draft pick, but then with that injury history that I referred to with Mark Williams. It's been somewhat minor, but I'd probably actually put it to moderate. He only played about 25 games so far this season, out of a possible about 50. Only played 19 last season, and only 43 during his rookie season. So there is an injury history there with him, and they do gotta be aware of that too. Which I imagine they are. They obviously traded for the guy. The risk to reward ratio here definitely is worth it in my opinion. I mean, the potential is sky high for him. They absolutely need a center, so I'm definitely willing to make that trade. I think it's a good trade, but there is some risk here as well, so don't forget about that. So with all of that in mind here, what do you guys think about the trade? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about what the Lakers got here? Do you like Mark Williams? Do you not like him? Would you rather have them traded for a different center? How do you feel about them trading away Dalton, Knecht and their 2031 first-round draft pick, along with a first-round draft pick swap and Cam Reddish as well? And how do you feel about the trade in general? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.